at you, smell that fresh cut grass. I'm back in my helmet, cleats, and shoulder pads. Standing in the huddle, listening to the call. Fans going crazy for the boys of fall.
All right, well, it's the boys of fall time again here around the Big 12 and around the nation. Big 12-wise, there's a few of them. There are a few buys, but there are a couple of bigger games. Like number 23, Texas Tech at number 24, Oklahoma State, 3:30 on Fox Sports Net. I like Oklahoma State. It doesn't matter which quarterback you send in there, he's going to throw for a lot of yards. Does that sound a lot like what Texas Tech did at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the decade, I should say, the beginning of the century? And that's exactly what OSU does now. I see no reason why Shelf or whoever the quarterback is this Saturday shouldn't do the same thing. The next game on Fox Sports Net will be Iowa State at Kansas, 6 o'clock on Fox Sports Net. Iowa State is a bowl team. They're gonna get another bowl. They're gonna get another win against Kansas and get ready for a bowl. The next game is 6 o'clock also. This one's on Fox National when my Oklahoma Sooners, 12th ranked in the BCS, will get to play at West Virginia in Morgantown. I like Oklahoma in this matchup. They've lost 2 games to 2 top-notch teams that are way better than West Virginia. So, therefore, I think the Oklahoma should theoretically win this game. Finally, number 1, Kansas State. When's the last time you were able to say that in football? Well, it's been a while, and last time they were in this kind of a thing to set themselves up for a Big 12 title, we all remember when it was for Oklahoma fans. The national title, it was way back in 98 when they lost to Texas A&M. They'll play another Texas team. They'll be at Baylor, 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. I like Kansas State in this matchup. Nationally, Wednesday night, you get things kicked off at 7 o'clock on ESPNU when Ohio, Tyler Tettleton and company will play at Ball State on ESPNU. I like Ohio. Toledo and Northern Illinois will play on ESPN. I like Northern Illinois. On Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN, University of North Carolina will be at Virginia on ESPN. I like North Carolina in this matchup. They are better than what you might give them credit for. They could be in favor. They've already beaten Miami and a couple of other teams. They'll beat Virginia. On Friday night, 7 o'clock p.m., one of the games will be a fight for Florida. Florida International at Florida Atlantic on ESPN. I like Florida Atlantic. If for no other reason, it's because Bo Pelini's brother is the head coach at Florida Atlantic. Give me Florida Atlantic. Hawaii at Air Force, ESPN. Air Force is such a hard team to prepare for. It'll be in Colorado. It's kind of an awkward day to play for Hawaii. Air Force, everything is pointing towards Air Force in this game. So therefore, I'm going with the Falcons of Air Force. On Saturday, the big day for college football, 11 a.m. games, Florida State at Maryland, ESPNU. 10th ranked Florida State. I like 10th ranked Florida State in this matchup. I don't see them running into any more problems. They don't have a team like a Georgia, like normal Florida would, to really watch out for and to prepare for now. They've had their tough games. Now it's time for them to just soak it in and go. I think they will against Maryland. Iowa at number 21st ranked Michigan on ESPN. I like Michigan. Denard Robinson is such a good quarterback. They don't lose a lot of games. They lost a couple of big games. They lost to Alabama, who only has 1 loss. They've lost to Notre Dame, who's undefeated. Both of those games in the both of those teams in the top 10. They lost. They did lose last week, though. I think that they bounced back now, though. Rutgers at Cincinnati, ESPN3. I like Cincinnati. I think that this thing is up for grabs. I think that Cincinnati's going to get this one over Rutgers, and the thing is still going to be up for grabs by the end. ESPN2 is going to have Northwestern at Michigan State. I like Northwestern. They've owned this half of the division in the Big Ten for a while now. A lot of people think the three teams to watch out for are Northwestern, maybe a Michigan, Nebraska, and maybe Wisconsin, the Badgers. I think Northwestern, though, kind of stays in the upper echelon and gets this one. Kent State at Bowling Green, ESPN3. I like Kent State. And finally, Temple at Army. I like the Army Knights. 11:30 a.m. Alabama, 4th-ranked Alabama in the BCS tries to get back on track when they play West Carolina at 4th-ranked Alabama, ESPN3.com. No question in my mind, Alabama rolls. Roll the Tide. They're back. They're going to get back on track at least this week. Finally, at 11:30 a.m., Arkansas at Mississippi State, ESPN3.com. I like Mississippi State. It's about time they get back on track. Arkansas has nothing to get back on track for. Mississippi State does. They're aiming for a bowl game, and they're going to get there. Jacksonville State at noon on ESPN3.com. You got two of them. Jacksonville State at 6th-ranked Florida, ESPN3.com. I like Florida in the SEC. And also in the SEC, Wofford at South Carolina, ESPN3.com. I like South Carolina in that matchup. At 12:30 p.m., you'll see top 25 BCS-ranked Washington at Colorado on FX. I like Washington. I like the Huskies. And finally, at 12:30 p.m., you'll see Georgia Southern at 5th-ranked rival Georgia from the SEC, ESPN3.com. Give me their rival, 5th-ranked Georgia in Athens. 1 o'clock p.m., another SEC game. Alabama A&M at rival Auburn, ESPN3.com. Give me Auburn. They don't win a lot of games. They're going to win this, I hope. They should. They're a tougher team. Pac-12 battle will be on Fox National at 2 p.m., but right before Oklahoma and Oklahoma and West Virginia, you'll see USC, 18th ranked in the BCS, at 17th ranked UCLA from the BCS. Give me Matt Barkley and USC. It's a pick'em game, so I just like USC. I think that they're going to get in there. They're going to bounce back after the losses they've had. Wake Forest at 2:30 p.m. on NBC. You'll see Wake Forest at 3rd-ranked Notre Dame. I like the Irish in this ballgame. Ole Miss at LSU on CBS. Give me 7th-ranked LSU. They'll bounce back pretty easily. Sam Houston State at 8th-ranked BCS Power Texas A&M, ESPN3. Give me the Aggies. Johnny Football. I'll take the Aggies. If this were any other team but Sam Houston State, I might think that they were getting kind of ahead of themselves and kind of getting and excited after beating top-ranked Alabama, but it's Sam Houston State. North Carolina State at 11th BCS-ranked Clemson on ABC. Give me Clemson. Duke at Georgia Tech, ESPNU. Give me Duke. Colorado State at BCS, no longer BCS hopeful, Boise State, NBC Sports, all on the blue turf. So, therefore, give me Boise State. Ohio State University at Wisconsin, the Badgers, ABC-ESPN2 Regional. Give me Wisconsin, the Badgers. And finally on CBS Sports, you'll see Texas State at Navy. Give me the Navy Midshipmen. Moving on to the 4 o'clock game on ESPN3, you'll see Utah State at 20th BCS Power, Louisiana Tech. Give me La Tech. 6 p.m. ESPNU, you'll see Syracuse at SEC Power, no longer SEC Power, former Big 12 Power, no longer Power. Missouri, though. Missouri should roll with these. Sticking with SEC Power, SEC former Powers. Tennessee at Vanderbilt, ESPN2. Give me Vanderbilt. Western Kentucky at Louisiana Lafayette, ESPN3. Give me Louisiana Lafayette. And finally, with the 6 o'clock matchups, you'll see Samford at the University of Kentucky, ESPN3. Give me Kentucky, the Wildcats. At 7 p.m., you'll see 2 other games besides the game with Oklahoma that starts at 6. At 7, you'll see Stanford, 13th ranked in the BCS, against 2nd BCS Power, Pac-10 powerhouse, Oregon on ABC. Give me Oregon. UTEP at Southern Miss, CBS Sports. Give me University of Texas, El Paso. At 9 o'clock, you'll see Arizona at Utah on ESPNU. Give me Arizona. And finally, on 9:30 on ESPN2, you'll see Brigham Young at San Jose State. Give me Brigham Young. That was your college football picks for this week. Thanks for watching, and as always, remember, college football is one of the better college sports in all the land.
I didn't let just anybody in that club. Took every ounce of heart and sweat and blood. Get to wear those game day jerseys down the hall. Kings of the school, man, where the boys are fall. Well, let's turn and face the stars and strive.